And okay, somebody, Dr. Onka, you want to say something?
No, just allow him to
Yeah,
go,
hello,
please. Adrian.
Average.
Yeah,
Good afternoon,
let's
everyone, or good evening, everyone. Don't know where you're listening from. Sorry. Good evening from Nigeria. Honorable guest. I am Anthony Onka. It is my privilege to present my position and opinion on this very, very issue, very dear to all of us. Average, just take it easy. Allow whoever that has any opinion, whether right or wrong. This is democracy. Allow them to vent because it is your responsibility and duty to convince them. You don't have to muzzle them to believe in what you believe in. Well, thank you, my brothers and sisters, as we gather to discuss the future of our great nation. I am also honored to share my thoughts, particularly on my principal, Atiku Abubakar. Like my brother mentioned, the Igbo and the Southeast. Honestly, the Southeasterners are wiser now. What happened last election will not happen 2027. Just take a date today. What happened last election will not happen this 2027. 2023, we never had what is called or was called Igbo stakeholders. But let me shock you. For over 18 months now, we have, I hope you're listening to me. Am I audible?
We can hear you,
Hello?
sir. We can hear
yeah,
you,
we
sir.
can
Can
hear
someone
you,
hear
sir.
me?
Yes.
Oh, no. Hello?
Yeah, we
Can't
can
hear
hear
you.
you.
Did something happen with your phone?
Hello?
Dr. Onka, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Can
It
you
seems
hear
you
me?
cannot hear us. Yes, we can.
Okay. Um, okay, so let me continue. I think you can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so what happened last election in the Southeast will not happen again. The Southeasterners now, both our leaders, are wiser, including PO. And no matter what is going on around PO, just do your own, allow PO to do his own. We have what is called the Southeast stakeholders. And we also have the North stakeholders or Northern stakeholders. These two partners been working for over 18 months now to iron out the best permutation that will give us what we want. I am sorry to reveal that some of our boys or some of our brothers and sisters who are online mainly, particularly those that believe in my senior brother and leader, P2B, some of them are not in tune of what is happening in Nigeria. Information from the social media platforms. But there are things that are happening behind that most of them don't know. It is regrettable that some of these things the leader is supposed to communicate to them. But unfortunately, uh, either right or wrong, he's not doing so. That is what that leads to some of this emotion and outburst that you see sometimes online. And that is why I said there is no need to blame these people. This is where Atiku Abubakar is different from other leaders. He's purely Democrat. He's a Democrat. He will allow everybody to vent. You can even insult him. You can say whatever you want to say. Atiku Abubakar does not care because he believes it is your right. It is right in our constitution. So, and it is democracy. So we all have the right to assert whatever we believe in. And it's only depends on me to now convince you if I have spirit argument. Let me get back to what I talked about Southeast. The Southeasterners know that they made a great mistake last time, though not total mistake, because this was the first time we had tripartite election in Nigeria, where you have a Northerner, a Southwesterner, and a Southeasterner. It is normal, and the Southeasterners believe strongly that they will have to hold on their own. Yes, the PDP made little mistake last time by picking Mr. The vice president from Delta. Vice president that they picked from Delta never campaigned in the Southeast, not for one day, but only when he went to Enugu State with the presidential candidate. He never campaigned himself in the Southeast, in all the states in the Southeast. So, but if Atiku Abubakar picks anyone from the 5 geopolitical concentrated speaking Igbo people, the person will go to all the states to campaign. And when he campaigns, I know my people with their emotions. Even if Mr. P2B decides to run, he will not get 98% again. It will never happen. Now, if you look at the spread of Atiku Abubakar in the north, there is no living legend in the north today. I can tell you for free that Atiku Abubakar has inherited 12 million Buhari's PMB voters. If you remember, the last political visit of Atiku Abubakar in Kaduna, where he visited the invitation of PMB, was the last political outing of PMB before he died. And in the mosque in Kaduna State, he raised the hand of Atiku Abubakar. That was transfer of power. These are the things that people online and in diaspora don't know. In the north today, Atiku Abubakar is coming out not as Atiku Abubakar, but as a representative of the north in 2027. I hope you get what I'm saying. I hope I'm audible. Somebody's hearing me. So there are certain things we need to get very clear here in this 2027. Again, the ADC that you see today is made of all the CPC of part of APC, the part of PDP, and the associates of Atiku Abubakar. The ADC you see today was started by the followers of PMB, who is President Mohamed Buhari, and the some part of PDP and APC. All this was started by and initiated by Atiku Abubakar. And Mr. P2B was part of the originators of ADC. These are the areas that the some of obedience don't know. Mr. P2B is pure Atiku person. Mr. P2B will never insult Atiku. Mr. P2B had never for one day said that he did not agree in Atiku or Atiku's principles. It was Atiku Abubakar that brought P2B in limelight in 2019, if you remember, against all odds. Even the people from Anambra State refused to support P2B to become Atiku Abubakar's candidate. But Atiku, being who he is, picked P2B because his boss told him to get P2B. He is the one that is a PDP member. Nwajiuba was not a member of PDP, who was the first candidate. Then Soludo was supposed to be the second candidate. He was also not a PDP member. But P2B, the third candidate, was a member of the PDP, People's Democratic Party. So, and that alone made Atiku to yield to his boss, that was President Obasanjo. So, sometimes when you hear people talk with emotion and all this stuff online, you know that there are certain informations they are lacking. The Igbos will not vote the way they voted last time. Again, when you say a Southern candidate should take up the challenge against President Tinubu, it will not sail. There is no way you can use a Southern candidate to upturn a Southern sitting president. It will not work. Now, ask yourself, go to INEC database and check the recent registration. How many votes, how many registered members do we have? How many Nigerians from the Southeast that registered? So the numbers are not there. Where will P2P get the number he will use to upturn Tinubu? Because as soon as the ticket is given to P2P now, Tinubu will thank God and go to the north, open the treasury of the state. P2B cannot compete with Tinubu. It is as easy as ABCD. And what I'm telling you, P2B knows it himself. So let us not deceive ourselves here. Another narrative we also, as Igbo, should know is that if we make mistake this 2027, there is no way an Igbo man will become president until after 20 years from now. Let me get it clear. If a ticket is given to P2P now, ADC ticket, the North will go back and said, okay, fine, let us better stay with Tinubu for 4 years and we'll take over in 2031. 2031, a Northerner will take over. That is 4 years gone. Then that 2031, they will also make the offer of VP, the same offer of VP to Mr. P2P, if at all he's still younger and vibrant then. The same VP he's running away from now will be made to him in 2031 because the Northerner will certainly get the ticket. So the Igbos are losing 8 years. If he now goes in as VP, he will spend 8 years. That is another what? 12 years. The Igbos are still by the side. Then when you get to that 8 years, 12 years, the Southwesterners will also like to compete. So if they compete and they secure the ticket again, the Igbos will wait for another 8 years. 8 plus 12 is already 20 years. So this election 2027 is the Igbos to lose. And that is why the Igbo stakeholders had sat down with the Northern stakeholders and discussed on many occasions on how best to win this election. Yes, this is democracy. Atiku Abubakar is not coercing anybody to come to ADC. Atiku Abubakar is not coercing anybody to give him a ticket. He believes strongly in democracy. He said, if you are interested in contesting for presidential ticket, go and get a form. Atiku never said P2B should not contest. Atiku never said Dr. Udo should not contest. He never said Kenneth Okonkwo should not contest. He never said Dr. Onka should not contest. No. He's a Democrat. He is not contesting with anybody's money. He's contesting with his money. He believes he has something to offer to Nigeria. And that is why he's contesting to win this election. Now, given what is happening in Nigeria now, we thought in 2023, all the stakeholders and power brokers in Nigeria believe that for Nigeria, we don't have to hand over power from a Northerner to a Northerner. Simple. That was why Atiku lost. Tinubu never won the election. Obi never won the election. It was simply that they want stability in Nigeria. If you can tell yourself the truth, Atiku Abubakar had the national spirit. He maintained a very significant follower. Hip within his feet and the support base cuts across all the geopolitical zones, despite our disposition for ethnic loyalties. He is known for his ability to mobilize support, galvanize his followers around key issues and causes. Atiku is a brand. We all know that. Forget about our religious belief or our sentiments or our ethnicity, whatever that is playing around. But if we truly, as one party, want to win this election, we have to face the fact the way it is. There is no way a Southerner can overturn a Southern sitting president. It is not possible. The numbers are not there to support this argument. Clearly, as it is today, we have an advantage in the North because the government of APC today has messed up. They have messed up clearly. There is a lot of hardship in Nigeria. There is killing everywhere. There are killing everywhere. So this is an advantage given a Northern candidate. And to God be the glory. Today, the Northerners have come to rally around Atiku Abubakar as the only person they know that has a generic supporters or followers today in the North that can post for good, clear, no matter how you want to rig it, 6 million votes. And now he has inherited 12 million original voters of PMB. So let us stop this emotional argument, this sentiment, this ethnicity. Even some of us that are exposed, some of us that are educated, some of us that have traveled wide are still arguing like somebody in my village where we don't have some internet connections. Please, let us be wise. Let us be honest to each other. Let us do this thing in such a way that will come out victorious at the end of the day. Let us not do the same thing every time and we expect a different result. Why do we waste our time to do permutations we know that cannot put Mr. Tinubu out of power? Mr. Tinubu is not Jonathan. Mind you, Mr. Tinubu is not Jonathan. The president you have today is not like President Jonathan. He does not believe in democracy. So we have to know that it's not what we just do online. There is a lot of war for those that are in Nigeria. When we talk about all these conversations, have you talked about how to defend the vote? I've been listening to you guys for too long now. I was expecting you guys to concentrate rather on how do we defend this vote against somebody like President Tinubu. President Tinubu is ready to do anything to make sure that he wins that election. I can tell you for free that most of these attacks online are not coming from obedience. These attacks are sponsored by APC because they know fully well that if the ticket is given to Atiku, it's bye-bye to Tinubu. So they will prefer that the ticket is given to Mr. Petrobi so that they will go to North and battle it out. So please, Avre, do not stop anybody. Do not try to coerce anybody. Allow them to vent. Allow them to say their opinion. It is our duty and our responsibility to make sure that we make them understand the reasons and why Atiku Abubakar should be the candidate. It is just for the good of every Nigerian. Atiku is not a tribal person. If you come to Atiku's house today, for instance, you have an Igbo man, you have a Yoruba man, you have a Nupe man, you have a Hausa man, you have a Fulani man. Atiku will never treat you with contempt. Atiku will never treat you because you are a Muslim. No, I will not give you the time I need to give you because you are an Igbo man. I will not listen to you because you're a Yoruba man. I will not listen to you. No, Atiku is just an example of true democrat in Nigeria. So, my dear, let me stop now because we still have a lot of things to talk about. But please allow everybody to vent. No matter what they're saying. Things are not insulting and they're not abusive. Let's allow them to and we'll correct them. Thank you. I yield. My name is Dr. Omoto.
Okay, thank you, Dr. I just want to add to what you have said. If you are looking at this from the viewpoint of winning the election and giving yourself a chance after Tinubu, I think is the way to go. There are no two ways.
Avra, are you there?
Can anybody hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello.
I think Dr. Onka's mic is.
I think.
Can you hear me now?
Avri, we are hearing you.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, I think something was wrong with his own network. I said to come back. So I'm just saying, like if you are looking after yourself, you're not carrying a politician on your head, just being loyal without thinking of yourself. Taking the ticket to the North is the best bet. Except you just want to make a point. You want to get a participation trophy. You understand? Atiku is not a bad man, like I've been telling you. Go look at his manifesto. In fact, let us use him to get this power first. Then we'll start thinking about how we'll share it. Let's get this power first before we start thinking how we'll share it. Because if we leave this power with APC, you even have the chance now. In 2031,
Avra, can you hear me?
Dr.
Oh, sorry. Does it mean you guys didn't hear what I said all this while?
We heard everything you said. Everything you said.
Oh. Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, you landed. You made every point and you landed.
Oh, thank you, my
he's
brother.
Not hearing me.
Thank
Tell
you.
him that I was speaking. But
no,
hearing
I'm hearing you now. I'm hearing you now.
All right.
I'm hearing you now.
Okay. Ruby, please go ahead. You don't want to speak because I'll be supporter. You have been attacking me on the comment section, and please go ahead. I want to hear your thinking. Why you have been so? Why you have been attacking me so?
Hello, I'm not attacking you. Okay. And what I want to talk about, I don't even want to talk about any other zone. I just want to talk about the South. Because there is a saying that says, "He who is on the ground does not fear anything." You understand? We don't have, the truth is, in the southeast, we don't have anything to lose. The- No matter who is the president, government zone, the people who are even producing the president are even suffering more than people in the southeast. We don't have anything to lose. And this is the mindset of, like I say, 95% of Southeastern. We we as the people always have this ability of discerning a good market from a bad market. And that is what has been influencing our votes ever since democracy was practiced in Nigeria. Okay? In the history of Nigeria, this is the first time. 2023 is the first time in the history, if I'm correct, that the Igbos have come to give block votes to somebody from the southeast. Anybody can prove me wrong on that. We have consistently given votes, block votes, to all people from other regions, both in the southwest and in the north. We have given our block votes to them. We did not come and tell them, what are you going to give us? What are you going to give us in return? We never made any of those demands. When we were in Obasanjo in 1999 and 2007, we never came and asked Obasanjo, what are you going to do for us? We didn't ask Yaradua, what are you going to do for us? We didn't ask Jonathan, what are you going to do for us? In 2019, even December, we voted him. So that block vote, people are now trying to downplay or something. Give it to other people. And we have never for once asked, what are you giving us? We have just been patient for 20-something years. We have been voting other people for 20-something years. So I feel very bad when you come and say things like this and try to give us. It is not fair. Come on. Cut us some slack. If it comes to, nobody can come and say that the South is tribalist, because it is not factual. We have voted people from other parts of this country. Block votes. We don't even share our vote like others do. We believe in you and we give you the vote. In 2015, if there was a way that Atiku would have been on the ticket in 2015 instead of Jonathan, yes, we would have voted for Atiku, because the truth is, we knew that Buhari was bad market. We already knew. Most people, most of us are into commerce and industry, and we know who is going to help our business. We know who is going to improve.
So what are you now? For all this story, what are you saying? What is your
respect your age, please? I did not.
Hold on, True. I just want to announce that Dr. Kenneth is here. I have sent him the mail, so I guess he will come up whenever he. Please,
let me
try and round up.
So what I'm trying to say, we other people our votes. At this point, this is the first time in the history of Nigeria that democracy, that we are supporting someone who is our own. So it's very important when someone comes and tells us, what are we going to give you in return for supporting our own? It takes the question.
Let me ask you a question. You're asking us to support you now.
I
understand that. Yeah, because we are from the south. Me, I don't even have a stick in any of this. I just want to be in the election, right? So if you're talking about now, if at the end of the day it's not going to help you win the election, then what? You want to understand that you have it right, because as you said, you have been supporting other people. But what if at the end of the day, this is what you're asking for? What if at the end of the day it allows us to remain in that Tinubu?
No,
which is what it's concerned about.
If you support people, you are going to. If the way I give
you don't deceive yourself like that. You don't deceive yourself like that. Power is very simple. Nobody's going to give it to you. Either you are negotiating for it or you are fighting for it. Tinubu is not going to sit back and allow the, like, even if you get all your votes, you have that block vote, Tinubu will block you. In the north, if you don't give the north something to be sentimental about, and they will something for them to fight for, because Tinubu has something to offer them that you don't have.
Okay,
Don't you get it?
Are you trying to say that the Southeast have been foolish by supporting other people with?
Those are your words, Ruby. I don't know why you say
Fine.
that.
Then
Those are your
if the
words.
Southeast is foolish with other people, that's foolish.
I'm just saying that. I don't know why you say that. Nobody has ever said that. We are just trying to win in 2027. That's all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Nobody.
When you
like,
give people,
if we thought that
support, you have been
if we
supporting.
didn't,
Why would we?
it's not up to us. That's the thing.
Oh,
If it were me, if I had
now
a
it's like,
magic
it shows you are giving the vibes of that.
to be let's be practical. If I had a magic wand, I would wave it and make it I'll be president right now.
Yeah, you can do that
Okay,
in
so
the way in your rhetoric. Since you're saying,
because I don't want to do it myself.
no.
Like, okay, guys.
APC doesn't care. Dr. Kenneth is here, so I think we would have to we are still waiting for Dr. For Honorable Emeka.
Yeah.
But I don't know why you don't come, but we can have this conversation later. Or if you have a question for Dr. Kenneth, you can wait to ask. Since you're already here, I won't take you down. So Kenneth, thank you so much for joining us again. I appreciate you so much, sir. Thank you all for doing this. This is the second time and we don't take you for granted. God bless you. Let's just say something to the house, then we'll take it away because we don't want to. Doctor, you just need to unmute and speak, sir. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Dr. Kenneth, are you there?
Maybe you see.
Maybe he's not close to his phone.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, yeah, Truby, as I was trying to explain to you, I see your comments, I see all the things you say to me. But I want to beg you, it's not the sentiments that you have. APC does not have it. You understand? You can be thinking one. In fact, they'll use that thinking to deceive you.
Hello.
Retain the power and
Yeah,
oppress
hello,
you.
sir.
Yeah, hello, sir.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes,
I
I
hear
hear
you,
you.
doctor.
All right. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, sir.
All right. It's my pleasure joining you people again. Happy New Year. I
Happy
believe
New Year,
this year will
doctor.
be
Thank
nice
you.
for us. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Okay, sir. So, does you have something to say before we head right into the question? Because
I don't really have anything to say, but the thing is that the election is about demography and numbers, right? And that's one of the reasons why I posted the 2023 voting population by INEC on the Jumbotron. Right? So when you guys are asking your questions, doing your permutation and so on, always remember that we have an election to win. And while we are waiting for Nwajiuba, I just want you guys to know the rule of right, no interjection. When the guests are speaking, please don't interject them. All
I
right.
know disrespectful questions. I don't want to hear why is this person not sitting down for this person
No.
or this person is old or so if you don't speak, as you are just saying it came from your mouth, hear yourself twice.
Anyways, I thought they said Tinubu was 84 years old in 2023, so I'm surprised now that they are looking at him as a young man now. But no insult. Ask your questions. Don't insult any presidential candidates here. You know, you can insult Tinubu, fine, but don't insult Elijah Abubakar. Don't insult Amechi and Peter Obi. So these are the three guys that are shown interest, right, in the ADC. We are here for ADC. Please, 2 minutes to ask your question.
1 minute now, they're not giving
1 minute.
submissions though.
All right, then, yeah, 1 minute, please. No submission, all right? No interjection of the guest. Keep it simple and respect our guests. Thank you.
All right, though. So, Dr. Kenneth, I'm just going to start. There is something going around now that Obasanjo adopted a ticket for big purpose that he has shown that he could. I don't think I'm depending on anybody to tell me what is good for me because at the end of the day, if something happens, I will be the one to hear it. Obasanjo is not coming to pay my bills. He's not coming to save me if police is harassing me or if I have hospital bills to pay. Or God forbid, if someone is kidnapped, Obasanjo is not going to save anybody. So I know what is good for me. I want to win 2027. So have you heard this and what do you think about that ticket that he has proposed? Dr. Kenneth, did you hear me?
Yes, I heard you very well. Now, can you hear me?
Very.
All right. First and foremost, and I do not reply publicly for anything that has not been said by the person publicly. So Obasanjo has a history of endorsing anybody that he believes that maybe he can have control over. And so now, until he comes out openly to say he has endorsed anybody, I am not going to comment on it. But the truth is that endorsements alone don't win election. Great mobilization of the people too. Obasanjo endorsed Atiku Abubakar 2019. He did not win. Obasanjo endorsed Peter Obi 2023. He did not win in the sense that what I mean is INEC did not declare them winners. We know how Nigerian election is. So we should not level ourselves now on who endorses or not, especially as the person has not come out openly to endorse. So Obasanjo has its own peculiarities that over the years he has been inconsistent when it comes to endorsements. So if he endorses you, you rejoice. If he does not endorse you, you rejoice because his endorsement will not make you to win. His uh, he's not endorsing you will not make you to lose. Obasanjo supported President Buhari to throw away Goodluck Jonathan in 2015. So it's not anything anybody can begin to waste sleep on. If Obasanjo, I'm happy that he's even thinking about endorsing people from ADC. So that's the most important thing. So we'll go through primary and whatever whenever the primary is concluded, all of us will join hands in ensuring that the ADC candidate wins. So that's my take on that. For now, it's a rumor, and I am not going to happen.
Okay, sir. I respect that. So the next speaker, I will just call
I have a question. Yeah, sir. My concern is for the ADC. How is the ADC making sure that we don't have a wiki in our party? Because the reason why I'm saying this is the way he behaved in the PDP, where while working for the PDP, he was also working for the APC. So how do you think the ADC is handling that kind of character in our party? Because I believe that going forward to the 2027 election, there's a possibility that we might have betrayals, right, working for the APC. So how do you think the party can handle such people in our party? Because it's not everyone that joined the ADC that actually for us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. In Nigeria, the membership of a political party is open to every Nigerian. So what every party should do is to ensure that they operate under party supremacy, where the rules and the regulations of the party and the party is obeyed by everybody. That's rule of law. PDP sold away its destiny based on pot of porridge. So they were purchased. It was not free of charge. So if Wike wants to come into ADC, I guarantee you I will be part of the people that will say he's welcome. Let him go and deliver his for us. But he is not going to control the party, that I assure you. So he's going to come under the rules of the party and the regulation. And if he doesn't like it, then he has the right to go. In this, nobody is allowed to hijack the party. As you can see, there are more powerful people in ADC, even the ones that have defeated Wike in election before. So ADC is open to every Nigerian who will obey its constitution. If we bring out our candidates in River State and he makes us to win, good for him, good for us. So you do not chase away people. You need everybody in a democracy. That's the unfortunate thing. But if anybody that comes and becomes disruptive of your laws, and you suspend him and expel him, I agree with you that there will be a lot of betrayals, a lot. I have said it before that APC will implode. And is it when people now say they want to come into your party, you tell them to go, then you're a novice in politics. APC accommodated everybody and promised everybody level playing field. And when they went to the primary, they still brought out Buhari. And by then, all of them are already members of APC. And they worked, and APC won. Whoever is coming into ADC is welcome.
All right, thank
Hello?
you, sir. Yeah, we can hear you, sir.
All right.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right. Next, you can ask a question. Please, if you want to ask your question, kindly click on the emoji and raise your hand. Thank you.
Yeah,
All right,
Maxi, just make it
thank
quick,
you,
okay?
thank you
Yeah,
very
one
much.
question.
Thank you
let's
very much.
move it on.
Can you guys hear me loud?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, thank you very much. My question, doctor, please, when is ADC starting proper opposition? When is it going to start? Because we can't just sit down and fold our arms and they are implementing this new tax law. They are giving out how many billion, they are canceling energy debt, and all we are doing is press statement. Atiku is releasing press statement. People is releasing press statement. Is that all there is to the opposition? Because we know that this people that will not even allow half of the things that he's doing right now if he was still in the opposition. So it seems like we have gotten our house together now. When proper opposition coming out, when are we going to start standing with the people? When are we? Because everybody is agitated towards the policies of this present government, but there is no opposition to actually give it the structure that it needs to carry out the right. So when is the proper position starting? That's what. Then two, we keep talking about primaries. We already know what usually happens in the primary. How do we prevent the dollarization of primary? Thank you. These are my two questions, sir.
All right. Well, as far as I'm concerned, you have to secure the ground first before you start looking for. ADC has really surprised the whole world, especially APC. I remember they say we are dead on arrival. And now we are alive and thriving. You see, you have to take things one after the other. ADC is very rich in strategy. APC is very rich in propaganda. Don't listen to them. We are doing a lot. That's why what you're seeing is results. You see how all our leaders are now together. You see how we are now the beautiful bride. You see how senators are moving in, House of Rep moving in, everybody moving in. I can tell you that as of yesterday, ADC in Nsukka, where I am from, conducted a roadshow and launched our zonal headquarters. We'll soon launch the local government headquarters. Our state office is already erected. So what I want you to understand is that plans are on the way to continue to prove constructive criticism and resist every act of this government that is not in line with the welfare of the people. I agree with you. This tax issue, apart from it being obnoxious, it was forged, and everything about it is clandestine, very secret, because there's nothing accountable about this government. So this is the new year, and we are just about 2 weeks plus. I like the way that you are very vociferous about your opposition. I know also that at times you can have one-man riot squad. I would like you yourself to be in the street if you are very, very disturbed about it. Wear placard all over your body and be moving. You see, the danger in this world is people always waiting for others to start something. There is no reason that you should wait for ADC. ADC is a political party. You are a citizen of Nigeria. Citizens of Nigeria are going through hell in this government. So ADC is doing its own. I encourage citizens to reject what they do not like. Everybody should be doing their own. The civil society should be doing their own. The labor unions should be doing their own. Students' unions doing their own. Political parties should be doing their own. I agree with you. It is everybody's responsibility. INEC recognized ADC September 10th, just about 3 months. So we are actually moving on. And I can tell you that even what you say, plans are on the way. But you shouldn't wait for the past. Then, when you talk about the issue of dollarized primary and all those stuff, let me tell you the truth. People who are losers will always give excuses. People who are losers will always give excuses. Why am I saying this? I can agree with you that there is something you can do. I'm just being honest. There is something you can do against violence, ensuring that there is no violence in your primary, ensuring people don't carry ballot box, ensuring there's no manipulation. There is little to nothing you can do to somebody who goes to collect money from anybody to do something. Even Jesus was not able to do something to stop Judas from going to collect money to sell him. Because nobody will come and tell you when he's going to collect money. Have you not been thinking that the people that have problems are the people that go to collect money to sell their birthright? Why do we always think about the people that give money? A politician will do anything. I'm just being honest. A politician will do everything to win. Now, if you are popular and you are a great politician, it is your duty to inspire your own followers and let them know the need that they should go and vote their conscience without collecting money from people. But if your own followers will go to collect money to vote against you, then something is wrong with you. So when people lose their polling unit and you will come to say vote buying, honestly, I always feel uncomfortable with that excuse. If you say they use violence against the people, I'll say let's go and fight. If you say vote buying, how do you prove it? If people collect money instead of you, then something is wrong. If you're a leader and in your polling unit, people collect money instead of you, that means they value money more than you. Something is wrong. So let us learn to start preaching against this because only through convincing people that they can stop this. Not giving the excuses that, oh, your primary is dollarized. Please help me if you know how you will stop it. Because if somebody comes to your house, you now, that is saying this and gives you money and you go and vote, how can somebody be able to prove it? So, my dear, being honest and straightforward, that excuse of being dollarized or giving cash, this and that, it does not always impress me. That is one. Then you have heard about vote buying, the same thing in general election. So even if you come and give the excuse in primary election, when you go to general election, the same thing will happen. How do you overcome it? So we need a lot of education. Then we need our leaders to inspire so that people will so much trust them rather than collecting money. People like Martin Luther King Jr. did not give anybody any money in America, but through inspiration. Because leadership is the ability to influence people through inspiration, not intimidation or manipulation. He was able to inspire his own followers and the whole world. And they agreed and believed in him. So leaders should develop. I have never given anybody any 1 naira. But when they hear me, they follow what I'm saying. Why? Because I try to be honest, just like as I am now. I try to agree to what I'm able to do. I will plead to my followers. This is the danger of your selling your birthright because of money. I try to educate them. For me, any leader that fails and comes out to give excuse that you're dollarized, I am telling you, that leader will continue to fail. If you give him your ticket, he will fail in the primary, he will fail in the general. Because assuming you give him your ticket in the primary, you go to the general and he will still give you excuse, it is dollarized. So, my dear, there is nothing for me that I know I can do except that we have to educate our people. And leaders must try to win by inspiration.
Thank you, sir. I see Dr. Nwajiuba here now. So I sent him the mic. I hope he can come up to join us. So Mazi, please go ahead. Remember, Mazi, are you there? Honorable Chukwuemeka, I see you have sent you the mic. Come up. Yeah, Mazi, please go ahead. Keep it respectful, remember, please.
Okay, please. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Kenneth. My question is this. Now, every one of us is in ADC. The whole leaders in ADC. My question goes like this. What is that special thing, that different thing that ADC will do that will attract Nigerians to support them? What is that different thing that other party has been doing? The APC will do differently now that will attract Nigeria to support them. Because the most important thing is this primary election we are talking about. Actually, after the primary election, a candidate will emerge. But the process which the candidate emerge is much more important than the candidate itself. Because the process will give people that free mind, that this process is very free, fair, and credible. Everybody will now do it. So what is that different thing that ADC is going to do differently from what has been going on before in other political parties in terms of internal democracy that will attract Nigeria to support them? That is my question.
One thing I will tell you that, one, ADC emphasizes party supremacy. And this means discipline, obeying our rules and regulations. This is what killed other parties. This was what killed PDP, killed Labour Party, and is going to kill APC. One man will sit down somewhere, give an order, whether it is in line with the constitution of the party or not. He will insist it will be carried out, no matter what the people are saying. So the issue here is that ADC, if you look at ADC now, you will discover that we try to agree. I'm a member of the National Working Committee. We try to agree on issues, debate it before we'll communicate it as our position. The leaders have not imposed anything on us. To my own understanding, I attended all the National Working Committee meeting, and I can tell you, of course, you know, I'm part of the vocal type. I can tell you, no leader has imposed anything on me. And everybody that spoke his mind, every opinion was taken together and decision reached. So party supremacy is very important to us. Then I can tell you that every leader who wants to aspire for any position will be given a level playing field. If you are a follower to any leader, the best thing you can do for the leader is to go to your polling unit, go to your ward, begin to build a DC, so that when the time comes for election, you'll be able to be part of the people that will vote for the delegates, and they will go and vote for your leader. That is the only way I know in a democracy that it happens. And like you said, the process is more important than the result. I agree with you. That is democracy. And that process, we are going to ensure that it's transparent, it is accountable, and everybody will see it the way it will happen. Because that is what will make everybody who participated in it to join hands, support whoever is the winner. So I agree with you. And I will tell you that the difference is that ADC is committed. As a matter of fact, is a constitutional provision in ADC that everybody in the party must work for the security and welfare of the people. Article 3 of the ADC Constitution said that our motto is in pursuit of the welfare of our people and the welfare of the nation. So ADC is the government for the people. APC is the government for the powerful. As long as we maintain the philosophy that we are going to have people as our object in this democracy, ADC will form the next government come 2027 and will not relapse to the way of the other political parties. So for me, that is the major difference. What you will see, what you will sow, if you are a member of ADC. So go ahead and sow good seed and reap it.
All right, thank you, sir. Shudi,
Thank
you
you
can
very
ask your question. Please, if you want to speak, kindly click on the emoji and raise your hand. Because there are others requesting the mic.
Can I ask a question?
Good evening, Vice
Shudi, please speak. Shino, if you want to ask a question, the emoji and raise your hand.
Yeah. So good evening, Barrister Kenneth. So the question I want to ask.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Mm.
So the federal
Hold on, please. Honorable Chukwuemeka, I can like just to look at your screen and accept it to be able to come up, or look at the left side of your screen at the bottom. There is a mic. Just click on that mic. I'll be able to pull you up. Honorable Chukwuemeka, I see you. Can you hear me? Please look at the left side of your screen at the bottom. You see a mic. Click on it, and it will enable us to pull you up. But I'm sending you the mic. I don't know if you can see it on. Please go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So once again, good evening, Barrister Kenneth. So in Nigeria, we have a federal character which imbibed to ensure adequate representation because we understand our heterogeneity in Nigeria. Every region of the country would feel adequately represented. So going by this, the question I want to ask you is, do you believe, are you a proponent of zoning? And if you are not a proponent of zoning, I also want to understand, are you a proponent of federal character? That's just my question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Federal character is a law in Nigeria. So people do not even have a choice on whether they should obey it or not. They should obey it. So the issue here is that I am an ardent supporter of federal character. Part of the reason, for instance, hello?
Go ahead.
I already see the person that unmuted.
Okay. Now, part of the reason I left APC was when I saw that they are destructive of the federal character principle, even from their nomination of the vice president, a Muslim choosing a fellow Muslim. For me, that is destroying our diversity, which should be source of our strength. You can see the appointments that Tinubu is making. Even a lot of people from Southwest say they are embarrassed by the kind of appointment that he's making. Whoever is removed, he will use his own people to replace the person. If somebody is doing what is wrong and the person is not from Southwest, he will quickly remove the person. If people complain, and use Southwest to replace the person. But if somebody is doing what is wrong and the person is from Southwest, part of that, those is loyalists, he will not remove the person. So I want you to understand, basically, that federal character principle is enshrined in section 14, subsection 3 and 4 of our constitution. So you don't even have a choice. The composition of every government and the conduct of its affairs must reflect the federal character and ensure that there is no domination of a certain people over others. That is the law. Now, the issue of zoning is conventional, not constitutional. I also believe in zoning. Now, the zoning you must embark on must reflect success for you at any point in time. To tell you that I am a believer in zoning. In 2023, I said it was the turn of the Southeast. I didn't say South. I said Southeast to produce the president. Because when you say zone, you're talking about the sixth geopolitical zone. In 2023, as of 2023, Southwest has produced president and vice. South has produced president and vice from 1999. Southeast has not produced any. Now, in 2023, somebody from the Southwest came in again and took what ought to be the position of the Southeast. At the APC presidential primary election, you go and watch again what Okonkwo Hon said. He said, where is the justice? You allow this position to go back to Southwest. Umahi, the current Minister of Works, he came out and shouted, Where is the justice? People like Adebanjo, they did the same. Yet, through the superiority of using money and using other electoral abracadabra, it was taken away and taken to Southwest again. Now, in 2027, it is not the same ball game. Why? A person from the South has taken 4 years. I am from the Southeast. If you give me a choice, since 1966, we have not been able to head of state or president in this country. If you give me a choice, and this is my personal choice, being honest, I agree. From Southeast will come and become president of Nigeria and only 4 years, because 4 years goes like before you know it. Somebody tells you that Tinubu has spent 3 years now, you'll be like, is it possible? Is it not yesterday? But it is true. So Tinubu at Southwest has taken 4 more years again from the 8th. If I say, and I'm talking now as a man from Southeast, if I say I want to go the way of Southeast in the name of zoning, we will not have 8 years. That is one. Secondly, people will not trust that when we come in, we will do only 4 years. They will be suspected. And these things will make people now, assuming it's only South that will contest with Tinubu, it will make people now to go and vote for Tinubu again. Because they will tell you the devil we know. Because he has already taken 4 years. So what I am supporting, for instance, is a party in opposition does not have the same luxury like a ruling party. Because it's a win-win situation for the ruling party. But a party in opposition needs everybody from every part of Nigeria to support you before you can defeat somebody in the ruling party. APC did it in 2015. They were not talking about zoning because they know that Goodluck Jonathan is already there, a member of the ruling party. And if you go the way of zoning, he will defeat you. What did they do? Led by Tinubu, a Southerner. He made sure that they rallied all Nigerians and they did a free and fair primary election amongst all the people I wanted to contest. We're from Southeast. Okorote, he contested. Some from Southwest, some from the North. They accommodated all of them. And Buhari emerged. And because they allowed everybody to contest, everybody now supported the ticket. And they were able to win the incumbent. I am surprised that some people are saying 8 years for the South, 8 years for the South. And they are saying this for the same person that cut off the 8 years of the South under Jonathan to benefit from it. And they are telling me ignorantly that it is not negotiable. Some people are saying. So you now want the same Tinubu that terminated the regime of a Southerner that did not give him 8 years. Does it mean he did not remember 8 years when Jonathan was in power? So, my dear, I go by history. Yaradua from the North spent only 4 years. When Goodluck Jonathan came in, I was one of the people that said, let us respect these 8 years. I wrote an article then, why Jonathan should not run. Nobody listened to me. They did not allow the North to do 8 years. So, when Jonathan came in now, during 2015, I was part of the people that supported Jonathan, not Buhari. And check it. That's when I wanted to do my House of Rep. And I begged again. I said, let us allow the South to do 8 years so that we will know that they have finished their own quota. Nobody listening to me. And they cut off the own regime again for 4 years. Now, they say if at any point in time the incumbent cannot do 8 years for any reason, then let the North and the South share it for 4 years. So what I am suggesting, being in the opposition, is that whoever wants to elect from ADC should give an assurance that he will do only 4 years, so that the North and the South, if the person is from the North, we share it for 4 years, like they did between Yaradua and Goodluck Jonathan. I was not the one who established it. It was the politician that established it then. Then if the person is from the South, the person will now use the 4 years to complete the 8 years, and there will be justice. So in 2027, I believe in zoning, and I believe that this is the best way we can ensure justice. And being in the opposition, you don't have the luxury of saying it must be from the South, it must be from the North. Because, okay, have you now seen that Tinubu and his people are the ones now campaigning themselves that, hey, this should produce only South people, so that they will see the election again like they did in 2023. We are from the South. They stole our election. They said technical glitch. They did not hide it. What were we able to do when the North and the South are in opposition and they split their votes? The ruling party, with their minority vote, will just go and win. I am not in support of that. So I'm in support of unity of everybody in opposition. Let us do a primary, give everybody free and fair, level playing field. Whoever wins, all of us will support the person, and we will go and win the election. And the government will be a transitional government that will now lead to stability of Nigeria, remove all this evil policy of Tinubu, and then 4 years after, we will have the opportunity again to elect another leader. And I can tell you that if that works, somebody from the Southeast might become president or vice in 2027, and latest president in 2031, either of this. But if we allow the APC, we're talking about 2039 before somebody from the Southeast will even smell the presidency. So that is my own submission.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Honorable Chukwuemeka, please introduce yourself as you want to handle it.
No, yeah, you can introduce
Because
yourself.
Honorable Chukwuemeka is here.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
sir.
we can hear you, sir. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm very
Yes,
sorry.
let's
I've mixed
welcome.
up in my mic. Yeah. Hello.
Hello, sir. We can hear you.
Okay. I said, first of all, good evening, and sorry for the mix-up in my mic options. But I've listened quite extensively to my brother, Dr. Okonkwo, and he seems to have wrapped most of the arguments around our roadmap to winning in 2027. And in some sort of ways, he has pointed out at the things that are key to us going there. First of all, is getting everybody to participate. And then secondly, is getting the ADC as a party to actually step away from what I think is the PDP cause, what they have inflicted on Nigeria over time. These party selection processes that made all of us who are actually primary founders of PDP to then go to APC immediately. In fact, when I left the National Assembly I left PDP in 2000, the year 2000, barely 1 year after we were in the National Assembly, because of exactly what he has described here. Some of us saw this early and said that this is not the way to build a democracy. And some people only are realizing it here, but everybody is welcome to the democratic space. And that's exactly where we think this is. If ADC, and I say if, but the signs are not very good for me because it doesn't, ADC hasn't seemed not to be thinking as holistically as it should be thinking. And I will commend that all those who are in the National Working Committee, including Dr. Okonkwo, begin to immediately apply their mind to this. That is that everybody needs to be thinking democratically. We shouldn't be thinking of both the delegate system that put PDP in a mess and the ability of a chairman and secretary to this delegate system that they've caused the havoc in this country and wrenched the gutted democracy should be the first thing that and that's what everybody's worried about. People who are afraid of primaries, talking about how much it costs. But if you want, as a National Working Committee, to do free and fair primaries, which we rightly identified as key to getting Nigeria to accept us, which was a reply to the question that my other brother asked. It is key. If we just build a democratic space where everybody is encouraged to work hard to win the trust and fellowship of our citizens, instead of waiting to buy it from whoever the landlords, National Working Committee members and NEC members and all these people struggle to hold party offices in order to influence what other people can do. That's what has been what has worried us for many, many, many years. And he also did point out that when we finally birthed APC in 2013, I structured that constitution to be able to make it that way manageable. And because the leaders of the party were willing to listen to me at the time, and everybody kept hearing when Buhari used to refer to the young boys who dragged him into this place. I agreed to the guilty ones who did that. But that was because he was willing to allow a free flow of everybody coming in and to go to primary and contest with everybody. Even when we tried to step some people down, he refused. He said he wanted everybody to contest and that he wanted to emerge as a properly contested primary. And that's the basis of our winning the elections in 2015. And like he did, and like you may have heard, part of the departure, even when I resigned as minister to contest for president, was when I had indicated to him that this convention that the APC was going to have would be bought in dollars. And that was one of the reasons why I boycotted it, even though there's some people who ignored me and voted for me at the convention. But I ignored it because I had warned them that this convention would be purchased in the manner that my brother has also described. That now we have a Muslim things that are which conceptually in our constitution do not qualify. So all of these are things that we need to consider going forward. I'm sure there is not a lot of time to begin to a historical analysis of how we got here and where we are going, but it suffices to say that he has pointed at the key ingredients, and I've just tried to say those things are germane, and we just be true to them. If everybody would be true to what they say, Nigeria wouldn't have half the problem we had.
All right, thank you. So the person that you guys just heard is the former Minister of Education, is former Minister of State for Education under the Buhari government. Okay, so then do you have a question? Can you unmute your mic and
sorry. I have a question. Can somebody go first? I'll just go after. Let me go away from where I am.
All right. Gentlemen.
Good evening, sir. My question is for Dr. Ken, sir. I want to know, are you going to be carried along given opportunity? Because the way when you see how APC are going, youth are not included. That is good. Then two, what about the ticket? Is it going to be cheap or is it going to be expensive like APC on? Because we need to know that. And two, again, this one I want to advise. This one is an advice I want to advise to all of us here. Especially we in the north, we don't have problem already. We have been working. But we are not supposed to be disclosing our strategies or whatever, but we'll say it. Women, we need to carry women along because in fact they are the majority voters. They are the voters we have. They have voters card. Because it's not to come to social media and be talking like that and whatever. What about the grassroots? We are working on the grassroots. As I'm talking to you, We have more than 2,000 people. 2,000 people, and it's not even to give them money. It's just to convince them, to assure them, just like what Dr. Kenneth said. It's assurance people need, and we're able to be convincing. Presently, we have more than 2,000 people. Those one are people that will vote for us. We have 2,000 on my own constituency that I have, that one, and we don't need money, and we are not giving them money. We assure them that they are going to be carried along at least. Thank you, sir.
All right. I don't know whether that's a comment or not, but I know you talked about youth, and you said I didn't know whether you were saying in APC youths are not allowed or ADC. So what I can assure you is that in ADC, youths and women are giving priority attention from the one. You come to the NWC, you will see that the youth leader is a youth leader. The deputy national secretary is a youth. How you can Google her. So the women have many deputy national chairman, deputy vice chairman, this and that. Of course, women are even more clever than men. They have a woman leader. So we don't have man leader. And I congratulate them for that wisdom. So what I am saying is that it is a priority in ADC that the youth and women are respected, recognized, and appointed. Let me tell you what we are planning. I want to pray for it's only ADC people that are hearing me. So I use the power of God to close the ears of non-ADC people. So what I am praying to God, and this is my own belief, is that the next government should be a transitional government. Honestly, when you're dealing with a ruling party, winnability becomes one of the most important things. But when you start ruling, you can now sit down and really transit to what your country should be. I am telling you that under ADC, you will see youths becoming presidents in Nigeria, becoming governors, well trained and well disciplined. But these things will evolve. You can't decree it overnight because there's a kind of youth who will bring her now. And I'm telling you, Tinubu and APC will swallow them. Why do you think that APC went and allowed Tinubu? It's because they know that a man has said, when you're going to election, it will not be served to you a la carte. Grab it by force. Fight for it. Snatch it. Run away with it. And because their interest is not for Nigeria, they were able to choose such a man to go and grab Nigerian power by force and to run away with it. And that was exactly what he did. But in ADC, like I said, it's government for the people. 2027 will be the people of Nigeria against APC. They will vote for us without our buying their votes, and we will cater for their welfare by the grace of God. So youth are well taken care of because every society needs their youth, and women are well taken care of. As a Nollywood actor, of course, you know that women like me and I like them. So forgive me. So anywhere I am, women know that their interest is well protected. So forgive me for making open confession. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. Chinos, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hope you can hear me. Yeah,
Yes, sir, I hear you.
thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, good evening to you, Kenneth Okonkwo and Nwajiuba. Yeah, you're right. Dr. Kenneth Okonkwo.
No, please. If you like, come even Kenneth Okonkwo. I'm not in Nigeria. We should not be crazy about titles because even the title men, all the people that are answering chief, it's now sounding like thief. So even if you call me Kenneth Okonkwo, I will accept the things become good in Nigeria. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, you're right. I know when you were Andy then, and Mary, Mary, I love Mary
You
back.
want me to start looking one day? I didn't say you come to me.
Yeah, so and Ego loved you, and you loved her back. That's good. And so my question is this: the APC, they're already kickstarting a mission of they're pushing out this narrative that the ADC as a party, is full of disgruntled politicians who just want to grab power for the sake of power, and not for the sake to render good governance and maybe effective service delivery to the people. So now, how is the ADC, with battle-tested PR strategies like you pushing back on this narrative? This question goes to you. Then to Honorable Chupe Nwajiuba, my question to you is this: we know that in the last election, during the primaries, you actually ran for the office of the presidency under the APC. Are you planning to do similar thing now that you are in the ADC? Are you going to throw your hat in the ring, as regards this presidential primaries? Thank you very much.
Okay. If I may come first, if devil reminds you of your sins of the past, remind him of that his future is in hell. The problem is that bad people always know how to use propaganda to bewitch people. Can you imagine anybody who is a member of the Association of Professional Criminals not having a sense of shame to talk about ADC? Can you imagine and I'm talking about what happened this year alone. This year. Can you imagine a political party that foisted on Nigeria forged tax law? It has never happened. That's criminality. A law that members of the National Assembly came out to openly say, this is not the law we passed. That was what was gazetted. Can you imagine on the eve of this year, 9 people were killed in Plateau State after security reports had announced that they were going to attack? That was what the Plateau people woke up on New Year to see. Can you imagine 5 persons were killed at the national park in Tinubu's own southwest by terrorists? Ibadan. I'm talking about what happened this year. Can you imagine how many number of people were killed in Niger State? More than 50 something this year. Same thing in Zamfara, same thing in Katsina, same thing in same thing all over. In Abuja here, a lawyer, former treasurer of the NBA, was killed in the street. Princess Chibo was killed in the street by one chance people. All this way in their prime. Can you imagine the best nurse of the year from Federal Medical Center? Chukwumezium was killed in the street like a common criminal, thrown away by one chance people. Criminality in FCT. When those things were happening, your president was in Europe vacationing. So I'm talking about this year alone. And somebody from APC is telling you APC people are disgruntled criminal, disgruntled politicians. Let me tell you, any of these leaders you're seeing in ADC will perform better than anybody in APC. When this criminality is going on in Nigeria, APC governors and presidents are busy pardoning drug barons, pardoning women that murdered their husband, pardoning terrorists in Katsina State, one of the worst hit states. They just pardoned 70-something terrorists because maybe they want to use them for election. So I want you to see the kind of problem we have entered into in this country, that we are governed by incompetent and corrupt government who, in advanced nations, when you have security problems, that's when you punish severely the criminals. But in FPC government, when you have security challenges, that's when they pardon them and bring them out to continue their criminality against the people. I have not seen a party that is anti-people in my life like this APC. That is why Nigeria is heading towards being the worst. That even other countries are saying, if we don't protect our citizens, they will come to an blessing to do it for us. Something Nigeria has been doing for other countries. So when shoot them up, is it Atiku Abubakar? When Atiku was vice president, without money in the course of Nigeria, when they came in, they built the foreign reserves and used the foreign reserve to pay all our expenses, and Nigeria became free. Within 8 years, Nigeria economy became one of the most powerful in the world. In Jonathan's regime, were the largest in Africa because of the foundation of from 1999 to 2007. And look at this government that removed the whole oil subsidy, and yet they are taxing people the more. Yet they are increasing the tariff, electricity. Yet no electricity. As I'm talking to you, I don't have light in my house. We didn't have light on Christmas. There was a national grid collapse. So that New York light. What will a Nigerian do without power? And yet they are collecting millions of dollars in the name of power. This same government is borrowing more than $15 billion every year. And for a budget they do not implement. They told you that 3 budgets are running at a time. They told you they are going to roll over about 60% of the 2025 budget to 2026. So all those money they are borrowing, what are they doing with it? So they are borrowing, they are not doing anything with it. You can see how the resident doctors are preparing to go on strike. You can see how the local contractors are dying, they are not being paid, they've done their work. So the APC is extorting money from people. You can see in the bank now, they're talking about you're paying 7.5%. But when you want to do banking transactions electronically, I don't understand. We are in serious mess in this country. It is no longer, it is that this government should go. Honestly, anybody here this will be better than Tinubu. That is my own submission. And that is what I'm praying that every Nigerian should see. And remove this government and let ADC government come in.
All right, thank you, sir.
The second half of the question for the Honorable Chukwuemeka.
Honorable Chukwuemeka, do you still remember the question, or you want
Yes, I guess. I mean,
to ask?
I was listening to Dr. Okonkwo go around it. That's a fine way to put it. But truly, when you hear people say some people are disgruntled, I would like to see the Nigerians who are not disgruntled. I'd like to know where they are. Everybody in Nigeria is disgruntled. This government, and I hate to talk about parties because almost all the political parties that have been created in Nigeria since 1999. When I started running this in 1992, we've been in every political. The problem is with the people of Nigeria. And it does not matter whether my brother Peter Obi is now in ADC, and you describe him as disgruntled, or he has moved from Labour. That does not make him disgruntled. Or when he left PDP, he became disgruntled. Or whether His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar has joined us in ADC, that makes him disgruntled. It is not the party that makes you disgruntled. It's the fact of what is wrong. The current situation in Nigeria is so that every Nigerian ought to be disgruntled. There's nobody who can see what Tinubu is doing and not be annoyed. In fact, I told people over Christmas that if you can find any base in your heart to align with Tinubu, then you are a born criminal by nature. Because what he has done in the last just short of 3 years is can make even a dead person disgruntled. You can't remove subsidy and proceed to buy a yacht. You can't remove subsidy and proceed to start renovating villa. You can't remove subsidy and proceed immediately to borrow money and share among National Assembly members to buy chips. You see, the country is not a function of the name you give to each of the political parties, because we're dealing with the same individuals. Whether it's a youth or whether it's an old man. After all, we supported the former Yahya Bello to be governor. I'm not sure that's a good testament to a youth, but whatever it is worth, people should go above what exactly they are calling the parties. Every political party in Nigeria is made up of Nigerians, and each of these Nigerians or us a duty to think a bit more in line with Chapter 2 of our Constitution, which says that the welfare and security of its citizens is the primary responsibility of government. And having been in government myself, and for which I wrote extensively on why I wanted to run for president in 2022 when I resigned as minister, and I explained all of this to President Buhari, everybody agreed that this was the right course to take. The cause of Nigeria belongs to people like us who have been served everything that we have. We've been given every opportunity, and it is up to us to demonstrate that this country has men that are competent to run its affairs. And that was why I declared my interest to run for president in 2022. When we got to the primaries, after they had charged the 100 million that they had charged us, the party was not willing to set up any clear guidelines as to who should bring money to the place or not. And so we said this was not acceptable. And that was what led to the boycott by a few of us. So people decided they were going to step down. But I went to court and I had 14 court cases challenging the administration and his emergence. There were 4 of them end up at the Supreme Court, seeking to say exactly that the parties are not the problem. He, as an individual, a known drug baron, a known drug forger of certificate. If somebody forged a certificate in Chicago, you can't find a student. How is it that a tax law, you can't forge it? I mean, that's small compared to the previous crimes. I mean, forging Nigeria's tax law or taking their money or awarding contracts without any process, you can decide that you want to build a coastal road for 15 trillion only by yourself. And a man who has forged his own certificate cannot do otherwise. So when you recruit somebody and put him on any platform, you need to know what he has been up to, what he thinks, who he is. And that's what makes people like us who are confident in the origins and the setup for which we have served Nigeria and where we are, confident that we must present ourselves to serve Nigeria. Because what are the alternatives? The alternatives are men who also have tried to put themselves forward. And it is important that Nigerians know that these men all of us are working together. I'm encouraging my brothers, everybody who needs to be in this place, to right now. So Nigerians don't think that there is no hope. Even if one of us emerges, and we begin to, after the primaries, and we have agreed that all of us find that this is the person who will lead us to victory, we can even surrender the win that I am prepared as a person. I'm willing to say, if I win these primaries and I am sure that this is the direction that will take us to this, I'm to do that sacrifice. I understand the sacrifice that is required of us as Nigerians, and that's what we are in this for. We brought this ADC conglomeration together as a coalition of all facets of Nigeria's political endeavor, so that they can all participate in the process. Everybody should seek to build, whether it's an Amechi who is trying to run, or whether Kwankwaso wants to run with us. Everybody should be welcome first, like we did in APC, and let everybody start running for these primaries. When we get to a primary and if we get a winner, then we will mobilize everybody that we have mobilized in the course of our primaries to then support a candidate, and then he will be assured to be winning. And it wouldn't be proper for all of us to leave this work to be done by one man and say that the man is a rich man, therefore everybody becomes his follower. No. It will be necessary that all of us are pulling our individual collection of followers and individual people we can speak to who are running alongside us, and let us everybody present ourselves. So for that reason, I'm going to be doing the same thing. I'm working to become president in 2027. I'll be contesting for the primaries at that level. But like I said, if we all as a collegiate of leaders agree that this is the direction things will go, and like Nwajiuba has previously explained about zoning, we may actually find out that it may be in the interest of the party and the interest of the nation to donate what we have won for the purposes of serving it and making sure we win the election. But that being said, it is the responsibility of all of us, not just to win or run the election or anything, but to participate in making sure that the government that we're going to institute would take the corrections that have been learned from many of the other the things we fought for, or the things we fought as PDP in 1999. Because when we started in 1999, we pointed out that this idea of appointing chairman of parties, I don't know, will lead us nowhere. That was what led to the beginning of PDP is owned by governors, and they are the leaders. They can appoint their PAs to become a federal house member and all of this. And suddenly the entire political space collapsed. Before you then migrated them, all of them, the same group of people were now in ACN. Before you migrated them, the same group of people migrated them, whether they used to be migrated to another political party. So whatever you call them is not what the name is. We have assembled ourselves in APC, but it must not be on the basis of the name you call the APC, whether they are disgruntled or not. Nigerians ought to be unhappy, disgruntled, annoyed with how their country is being run. The shenanigans of those in power speaks to high heavens, and it must be addressed by men of integrity, men who understand what the principles that govern our nation and should put us together are. And those are not people with weak moral fibers. You shouldn't be expecting that people who ordinarily do not do good, that when they get into government, they will start doing good. The law will say, "Emo God non-habit." You cannot give what you do not have. The Tinubu administration does not have any place in his heart to do good to Nigerians. In fact, if you had listened to one of the interviews that Bola conducted when he was still in PDP, he has said of Tinubu that if you give him 35 years, he will not change. So it does not matter. There's no excuse to even begin to discuss a Tinubu running an election in 2027. All Nigerians should be looking at is to get a quality person out of APC who will then take on in the election, because as far as we are concerned, any Nigerian talking about Tinubu is indeed by his own nature a criminal. There is no basis why anybody should be, after what he has done to us in the last couple of months, nobody should even be contemplating for a reason why anybody should be talking about. If you go to there are parts of northern Nigeria where you go to and you find 500 naira to eat and you nearly die from a place of Bauchi State. If you go to a place like Ningi, there are people who can't afford this 500 naira that people take for granted. There are parts of Nigeria where there is nothing. There is a lot of wickedness with which these are different. This is the same group of people who are in Paris at the moment. They are doing they took GOCON to go and hand over to somebody in Paris and doing party there. Every Nigerian big man is on the plane. If you will think that Nigeria has no problems, so if you see these people, they don't somehow there's a brain damage. There's a disconnect between how the Nigerian people. This is the first time in the history of Nigeria that contractors of federal government are on rampage. They are protesting around Abuja because there is no ministry where they can find all the ministers. Some of them who are my friends, you go to their office, they are sleeping on the couch behind their desk. There's no work. Nigeria has never. This one is not a government, though. Like, in case people don't understand, this thing that they are running is some sort of franchise, drug franchise. That is why we are opening up this St. Lucia. We are opening up direct flights to Colombia. Those things are more important to them. If in the north today, I don't know who can farm, because the price of fertilizer is 60,000 naira, while the price of the product, a bag of corn, is 20,000 naira. Because this Belarus man who is supposed to be his class boy, who is 20 years younger than him, I don't know how they became classmates, but he said the man is bringing corn and they are laundering drug money with it. So they crash the price. So not unless so by next year, by the time cattle headers can't find stock from corn to eat, and they increase on post-farm, is there the security? These people are bereft of human concerned. They are bereft of the governance ideas. And the way he drilled and drained negotiators and squeezed them of their money, that's what he wants to do. Like he has purchased it. That is why he signed all sorts of agreements to take over the CBN handling of money, the remitter cash collection. This is what is important to him. Nigerians seem not to be losing sight of the journey. They are talking about who is disgruntled. Some of us are disgruntled, though. There's nobody who is not disgruntled. Let me tell you this. Anybody who is not disgruntled in Nigeria is probably part of them. And that's the person we should beat up. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We just got a new somebody just so Honorable, thank you so much. People are writing comments and you are very solid. You know, you said you are going to run for office, and I tell you with that faith, I will vote for you. And I know a lot of Nigerians will vote for you. As someone who comes from a state where I come from 1999 has been very important. So this is your faith very important to me. And so I'm going to say you are our shine before in ADC. So if you run for office, we are going to support you. You are not only fine, you are very smart and you are very shy. So
okay. I beg, let's do this fight part. I beg.
And you are the youngest. You are the youngest.
Our young so if you are the president of Nigeria or you are the vice, what will you do to help insecurity? Or what will you do to help the president, to support the president in case you are the vice? They don't help us with in any capacity. Because with this, that Dr. Kenneth, people that are seen capable of I can tell you that you can handle lose you. So, advice. If you are president, what will you do about security in our country? Advice, what will you do to support the president? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, my sister Amber. I appreciate appreciation of one another. All of us look beautiful when we want to, and I thank you. But seriously speaking, Nigeria, at 980 some or plus square kilometers, we are a nation that is blessed. The country is not at the moment organized. It's not organized sufficiently in a way for the military to deal with it. If you listen to the interview Tambuwal gave on Arise newspaper, he did say that all the governors of northern Nigeria had actually come up with a working paper, and that they can't command the army. Okay, around the country, in each of the, and let us be clear, the 774 local governments of the country have at least one DSS personnel on ground. Each of them knows the movement of each of these persons, and they report directly to a security apparatus that at the moment everybody knows is manned by one very incompetent and very weird officer who left the Nigerian police and is now running the political atmosphere instead of running the security architecture of the country. Well, look at what needs to be done. We know that the commander-in-chief will pretend over what Nigeria's arms position is. He will pretend over what the chief of air staff knows and what he's seeing, what the intelligence unit is gathering. And in any National Security Council meeting, and for those of us who have been in government, it is important that people know that National Security Council is not just about military people. There are people who attend the meetings, and the reports are actually made, circulated amongst them. Each of the territory of Nigeria has a coordinate for, you can say this is 986 sitting on XYZ, nautical miles east or nautical miles west. And all of that can be plotted. So at every time in Nigeria, you can see movements. You've just heard that the United States government, after they declared Nigeria a country of peculiar concern, decided that they were going to strike at a particular location. Nobody knew what they were seeing. What they are seeing is available to us at NICOMSAT. And Nigerians know there is a Nigerian ability to do that. The DMI is Nigeria is one of the key offices that they appoint in the security. That's the Directorate of Military Intelligence. That is the key and key room for what needs to be done. It shouldn't be politicized. I have seen that this government has retained it for political balancing or for political structuring. The idea behind that office is to regulate the monitoring of the defense intelligence information. That tells you who is doing what and where. And so if the Nigerian government is unable to take down any one of them, it is not from not knowing. They know when they say we know where the bandits are, we know what this is, we know who is doing what. Lukarua, or when they arrived in Nigeria, was announced. People heard that they are now about to overrun the bandits in this area. They know where each of these persons are. Now, if the military organized in such a way to take them out, because